Hello and welcome into Hometown today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. We are out at the beautiful in Swan Park. We have the BD splash pad right behind us right now. We already have kids having fun. It's a great day. We got great weather. I'm going to be very excited. We have a big Neumann pool filled 2 hours with you this morning. But before we get to that, we have to remind you guys that Hometown today is presented by Professional Floor Covering and by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. And we have Sandy from McKinstry's on the line. Sandy, how are we doing this morning?
I'm doing great. It's got to be a little chilly for those kids to get into the splash pad already, though.
It's funny you say that. I was talking with Sierra earlier, and I remember being a kid. If it could be 55 degrees. If water's involved, I think I'm just on board. I'm ready to party. Yeah, there we go. And Sandy, I know that there's a lot of great things coming around. We have a sale coming up. I'd love to hear from you about what we have going on at McKinstry's today.
So we have a Christmas sale, and basically with that we have the store, marked down sale prices already. And then what you do is once you decide what you want to buy, you come in and you pick a mitten off the tree, and you can do additional savings with that. It'll be anywhere from 5 to 50% off. So if you're lucky, you can get some furniture really, really at a great deal.
Yeah, a chance to get 50% off. You pick one of the stockings basically off the tree. It's a great deal. And does that apply to everything over there? Is there certain stuff that will be on sale?
Well, everything's on sale, and everything will apply with the mittens. Yeah, so
Everything
anything you pick
applies.
out, even if it's a clearance item and you pick a mitten, you get those additional discounts.
Well, I know Kayla and I, we're big lazy boy people, so that's just
yeah.
an added excuse to go over there, possibly get ready for football season the right way, and have a chance at a 50% off
That is
lazy
right
boy.
around the corner, isn't it?
Isn't it crazy? We're in the middle of July already. This is unbelievable.
Yeah. So we have recliners. They're starting at $399. We have a reclining sofa marked down to $799. And then we have a love seat by Lazy Boy that's at $699. These are just incredible discounts. We've got a lot of good buys throughout the store.
There's never a bad day to be going into McKinstry's anyways, but whenever you throw a little Christmas in July, you guys always have something fun going on over there, Sandy. So I'll make sure I be popping in and say hello and check out what's going on with the chance to get up to 50% off on this deal.
Yes, it's a great deal. We also have a lot of new things, too. So stop by. We're constantly getting new things in. We've got a couple new dining room sets in this past week, a new bedroom set, some desks, recliners, end tables. These end tables even have, charging stations in them and stuff. So stop on in and see what's new and take advantage of our sale.
Well, I know you're going to have a busy little stretch here, but I hope you have a great weekend, Sandy. It's great, as always, catching up with you. We'll be talking very, very soon.
All right, sounds great. Have a fun day at the park.
Thank you so much. We're going to have a fun day at the park.
Absolutely, we're going to have a fun day.
Make sure everybody goes over there, checks out the Christmas in July sale at McKinstry's Home Furnishings right now. We are going to step aside for a quick break. When we come back, we got a lot to talk about. We have Chuck and Randy Neumann here with us today. We have the splash pad right behind us, where we're already seeing people having fun this morning. And then we have a brat fry coming up from 11 to 1. And I know you guys are big brat fans too, right?
Absolutely.
All right, well, perfect. We're going to step aside for a quick break here on Hometown today. When we come back, we're going to dive into a little bit of the history of Neumann Pools. That's next here on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. And welcome back to Home 3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Hometown Today is presented by Professional Floor Covering and also brought to you by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. Voice you heard when we were entering back the show is Randy over there at Professional Floor Covering, and Randy and his team are here to help you design the perfect space. They have over 1,000 samples of carpet, LVP, hardwood, tile, area rugs, and window finishings, but it's so much more than floors. They have a wide selection of kitchen and bathroom countertops, cabinets, tiles, shower inserts, and more. You can really get just about everything over there. Let's focus on the floors right now. I know you're going to want to talk about countertops a little later, Kale, but they have so many of those different options available. The carpet, hardwood, laminate LVP, tile, stone, area rugs, and Randy and his team will come out to measure, provide suggestions on type of flooring at price points that meet your budget. That's Professional Floor Covering and Abbey Design Center, and you can find them at 713 Park Avenue in Beaver Dam or online at proflr.com. Very excited this morning. We are out at the Beaver Dam Splash Pad at Swan Park. I'm joined by Chuck and Randy Neumann right now. Finally, get to talk to you on air. I feel like this has been a long time coming.
It has.
But how have you guys been doing lately?
Great. Everything's good.
Everything's good.
I love to hear that. And people like me, there's not a lot of people in Beaver Dam that don't know who Neumann Pools is. But I'm still in that early part of the second year. I'm trying to acclimate myself to the area a little bit. I got to know a little bit about the history that is with Neumann Pools. Where, I guess, did this all get started? Can you tell me a little bit about how we've gotten to this point?
I'm going to tell you a lot of bits. Okay.
I would love to hear a lot of it.
After I got out of the Army, I finished school at UW-Madison. I got a degree in construction. And my dad, at the time, ran LM Neumann Plumbing and Heating. And that's downtown by the railroad tracks, not far from where the Water Tech office is, ironically. And he said, hey, these guys are selling pool franchises. And he said, should we look at that? And I had a little money left yet, and so I said, yeah, we should do that, just to try it. I said, we want to be in the construction business, or I eventually want to be in there. So we did that, and they had these guys sell 3 pools for us. They were kind of crooks. They sold them too low, had big commissions. But anyway, we got to build 3 pools. I can't even remember how old I was then, but 22, 23.
Wow.
Randy was still in high school, just got his driver's license.
Wow.
And so we started down in the hole doing pools. We dug them, we hired subcontractors, we dug the pools, and after the first year we decided we don't want to be doing pools like this anymore. But Randy and I both were shoveling concrete for the first
long time.
For the first 8 or 10 years.
Yep.
I would be selling pools, and after we decided we wanted to be in that business, but not exactly how we started, we bought a concrete pump and learned how to shoot concrete, pneumatically applied, because we decided that's what we wanted to do.
When you say shoot concrete, what's that mean?
It's pneumatically, you pump it, but you eject air at the end. It's called shotcrete.
Oh, okay.
It's made for custom placing of shotcrete, so you can do all different shapes and forms. Yeah. It's a very specialty art type thing.
Wow, that's cool. I've never heard of that before.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So in about, that was in the winter of '73 we got going, and then in '74 we actually started doing some pools, and end of '74, '75 we incorporated.
And that's where Neumann Pools actually came to be.
That's where Neumann Pools, and we weren't working out of the plumbing shop anymore. And we had the money, and we gave my dad back the money he put in, and we took it from there. I would sell the pools sometimes during the day, sometimes at night, and then Randy and I would be
actually doing the building
during the day, forming buildings, tying the steel, doing the things.
And we had a small crew of 3 or 4 guys.
Yeah.
So this has been over 50 years in the process now.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
A well-oiled machine too, but you started actually digging and doing the actual back-breaking work.
Did.
That's how we grew up
for a long time.
In the business, we actually did the hands-on work.
Yeah.
Which
For
I
a
got to imagine
number
helps
of years,
you guys
so.
too, where you actually have
Yep.
the background and
Yep.
understand how hard work this is, and
Yep.
it's probably helped you actually grow.
Absolutely.
And I imagine your employees, everybody seems to love working at Neumann
Absolutely.
Pools.
They do.
In the early years, we knew how to drink beer too. I was gonna say that.
Also, Wally, I'm hearing that Randy was out like building pools in the sun while Chuck sat back in an air conditioned office. Is what I'm hearing.
I don't think that worked that way.
You're like, I remember the 90-degree days.
That's
and
right.
stuff.
That's
Yeah, he's
right.
like, that's not how I
There were
remember
many,
it.
Hey,
many long days
Yeah.
back in those
Our
days.
backs would be in better condition. It was hard work.
Well, and we've seen over the years now, you guys have been expanding. So, like, has this been like different new facilities that you've taken on as you've grown? Like,
Well, let me go backwards.
Yeah, of course.
In about 84 or so, there was a change. I mean, we were doing residential pools, and we would do a few light commercial, like in Milwaukee,
motel type
or
pools.
apartment complex. You know,
slowly growing into the.
yeah,
Sure.
kind of working in. And then we got a call from the guys at Noah's Ark, which now we're like very close family friends with, but they were just starting Noah's Ark, and they wanted to do a shoot ride. And so I said to Randy, I think we can probably shoot that. So we went up there and shot that ride, and then we started doing work for Noah's Ark, building wave pools and stuff, and just jumped in. We never had any fear about jumping in and
Yep.
doing it.
And they were good partners. The Waterman brothers that owned
Jack and Turk
Jack and
Waterman.
Turk Waterman that owned Noah's Ark at the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
They were hands-on builders of that park.
And they were like
They were
us.
actually did work and built stuff right with us.
Oh wow.
Side by side. So they were really good partners.
So what my point of that is, it led us into another part of the business, because water parks were just starting, and then we started looking at some projects in like Virginia, Whirling Waters,
Magic Waters and
Magic Waters in '84. We did that in Cherry Valley down in
Yeah.
Illinois, and then in Dorney Park was about the same time. And so what this led into is we could see a need for design that wasn't being met. A lot of people didn't know what they were doing. We're trying to work on these water parks, design pools. So we started a company, Water Technology, and that's down on the corner of Spring right now. And we have, between there and the UK, we have like 70 employees that do nothing but design. And we design around the world. So there's a synergy there. And us getting these larger water park jobs that we didn't make any money on because there was a cost to education.
Yeah, of course.
Ah, yes. Not
you-
your standard education, but
No,
yeah,
this is
there's-
and you know, we're a success story, but we were on the brink of going out of business probably 3 or 4 times, learning how to
Over the
do
years.
business. We built a good
Okay.
product, but learning how to run a business. And about that time in '84, Water Tech was getting busier and getting jobs, and so at about that time, Randy took over running
Yep.
Neumann Pools, and he's done a great job running Neumann Pools.
Yep.
But there's a super synergy between Water Tech and Neumann
As for
Pools.
two,
They're like
two,
sister
two
companies.
separate companies.
Two separate companies.
And we broke off,
completely.
and Chuck took the design company, and then I took the construction company.
Yeah, but there's a synergy, because what happens is Water Tech, the design always comes up front. We'd get the calls first.
Gotcha.
And we'd always be feeding the calls
Right.
back
To
to
Neumann.
Neumann Pools for the build.
Well, and it's nice too that you had, you've got 2 brothers here, and you've got, one business that kind of broke into 2 businesses. But it's nice that that's not because there was a falling out, right? Like,
No.
there was,
No,
it
it
was
was,
because
no.
it was
You
because
saw
the
a
business.
need.
It was a need.
It was
the
a
business
need
was
for
growing.
There was need for
There's
growth.
there's still a super synergy today.
Yeah.
We still do
And
the
we
same
do
thing.
a lot of most of our work is design build that we do, and that's where we have separate people in Water Tech that actually work for the Neumann side. They don't work for them in all of our big design build work,
Yeah,
which
they're
is
actually in
a
our
whole
water-
different set of this company, this big work we do, which later on we'll get into the rest of the company. This is just one portion of Neumann Pools, the piece we're talking about.
That's unbelievable. And I know a lot of people around here, everybody in Wisconsin, knows about Noah's Ark. I had no idea that you guys were a big focal point of actually
Yeah.
getting so much in there.
Well, and then
That's a big risk back then. How did
Yeah.
you guys know that you were going to be able to take that on?
Have to.
because you had no fear.
I love
Just
that.
gotta jump
You had
in.
no fear.
I admire that.
We
That's
still
tough.
don't have
And we
any
had a
fear.
good partner, and the
You know.
owners up there were a very good partner,
They were good guys.
working with you, and
We-
they're a
do-
hard-working bunch.
Do a
and
$2 million contract. We'd shake hands, one piece of paper, and when we needed money, I'd say, "Hey, we need okay," and they'd go to the bank and they'd get us some money because they didn't have a lot of money either
Yep.
at the time.
Yeah.
Of getting this going, so they're a success story. But then, getting out nationally doing some of these jobs was a big deal.
It's a big
because
connection for us.
You'll
that-
learn, you get the connection. And so the Watermans, then, I'm going to just touch on this because it's an important part of the history. The Watermans, they sold Noah's Ark, okay, to another family. There's a connection there, and Randy can explain that. And so after that, Turk Waterman called up and he said, "Hey, we're going to do a hotel with an indoor water park." And he said, "We're going to call it Black Wolf Lodge."
No way.
Yeah, they call it Black Wolf Lodge. And I said, "Okay." So I went up and he said, we're looking at this size water park. I said, "Well, it's not big enough. How should you?" I said, "Do at least 14,000 square feet, which is small by today's standard." So we built that first one. By the end of the summer, they were going to start an addition on the hotel, and then they had to change their name because Kohler Company had Black Wolf Run, so it was a lawsuit, and that turned out to be Great Wolf Lodge. Then they changed it. That was the first one, and I'm happy to say, through my tenure, and now Randy's tenure, we've built every one.
Of
That's
all the great
all of
every
the
one
great
of
ones.
resorts.
Wow.
for
That's
all these years.
unbelievable. I
How
had
many
no
are they?
idea.
And
How
that
many
was
are they up
actually
to?
the start of the indoor water park
Business.
hotel
That was the start of the
industry
business.
in the world.
And you can
Wow.
look back at what you guys did. Was
Yeah.
that for about 40 years ago now, taking
Yeah.
a gamble, and then look what it does.
Right.
I guess it's a lesson in
Yep.
life. You got to take the chances if you're gonna get the rewards at any
You
point.
take your gamble, but you aren't at
You take your licks along
you
the way.
aren't,
Yeah, I
you-
believe
you
it.
aren't at the golf course. You're working 7 days a week. Either you had money or you had to have your back, and we had to work with our back to get it to where it is today. So you go from doing pools that we were selling early on for 20,000 to doing contracts as big as 90, 100 million per contract. And nobody understands what we really do here. And it's been, we've moved how many times, Randy?
Four moves. We started out on Parallel
Parallel.
Street.
Wow.
That's
In
where
the
our
old
first
hailing
office-
implement building.
Yeah,
Wow.
up on Parallel Street, and then we moved out to Highway 151 on Madison Street.
Lots of broken down
Brought some
buildings.
buildings out there.
It's a testament to how flexible that you've been over the years, willing
You
to
had to.
take the gambles and then know
Yep.
when you had to make an audible or move on.
Yep.
And
And we
then-
had different phases of the company with
Yeah.
our retail sections
Yeah.
and stuff, and it's kind of doing whatever you need to do to bring some money in the door.
Well, I'd love to hear about too. I have a note here that you guys used to have ties with like a plumbing industry or a plumbing company.
No, I just explained that up front.
L.M. Newman Plumbing and Heating.
So that confused me a little bit. So
Because
what?
my dad had L.M. Newman Plumbing, and he's the one that called me and said these guys were selling pool franchises.
And that's where you separated off
Yeah,
at that
yeah.
point right
Our
there.
Yeah.
family had been in the plumbing
Yeah.
and heating business for years and years
50, 60 years.
before this.
Oh,
His-
see,
his
that makes
dad-
more sense now.
his
I
dad-
was trying to figure out where that connection was.
But
and
it
I
was
must have
His,
missed
his
that.
dad started L.M. Newman Plumbing and Heating.
Yeah, my dad's dad
Yeah.
started L.M. Newman.
Well,
so-
and then look what's happened now. That was what
so-
about
so
50
don't-
years ago
don't-
that you
But don't
transitioned.
confuse them with Newman Pools, because we broke right off after that. We started our own thing.
And that happened
they-
in like the early 70s.
Yep. And they,
75.
and they continued with the plumbing business.
Oh, okay. How
So-
long did the plumbing business go on till? Do you remember?
I think they quit business
This is in 80s, end of the 80s, right?
early 80s, huh? Didn't they?
Somewhere's in there.
Gotcha.
Early 80s. And
Yeah. It's an
And-
interesting.
history, old history.
Yeah.
It's old history and,
Yeah.
and how things have changed, the economy. working conditions. I mean, it was a big change.
Yeah.
They were an old company.
And you know, Wally, you're surprised by a lot of this, and
This is
loving all
blowing
this.
my mind right now. I feel like we could have spent 2 hours on this.
I think you'd be surprised how many people in this area don't know these things either.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up in the area. I've been here my entire life, and I mean, as a kid, every summer we went to Noah's Ark, had no idea, right? I had stayed at Great Wolf Lodge, had no idea. I didn't know any of this till I was in my 20s, started working here, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, it's pretty incredible. The Neumann mark is in a lot of places, not only here but around the world too. And I know we'll get into that later. But
so our current building it's a new building, but on that site, J.I. Case bought International Harvest. They bought J.I. Case bought International Harvester, and there were dealers like Doors International that were going to go out of business because they were consolidating stores. So that building came up for sale, and we had just started remodeling another building that we were going to move into, and I said we should take a chance at getting this building. So we finagled the deal with these guys to get this building, and actually we were in that building for a long time. Water Tech was in that building when we started.
Both companies started in that building and grew.
Yeah. We probably remodeled that building 20 times.
Because you didn't have enough hard work to do, right?
Yeah,
Building
we
things.
had to do it. We had it because
Just for the need and growth of employees and shoehorning people in, and
because Water Tech had at the time had two employees, then we had 3, then we had 5, then we had 10, then we sectioned off a whole piece at Neumann Pools to be Water Tech, and then when it got to a certain point, then we moved downtown. We bought the Knights of Columbus building and moved it down there.
We used to have a large retail store in that building.
Yeah.
Pool inside.
Pool in the floor.
Everything, showroom in that room. It was a very nice. At the time, it was a nice building.
Yeah.
Well, I have to imagine that you guys are very proud. Not only being like out here, you'd be able to look behind you. You can see your footprint and what you've done in this state and beyond. And we will be talking a lot more about that. But we're going to take a quick break, and I want, when we come back, to talk about what makes any company great, and that's the employees and the hard work that they do. So when we come back,
Christopher makes it great.
Christopher makes it great too. I was going to say Christopher,
and he's
my
a
man.
good golfer too. So.
Oh, perfect. We'll have to hear about that in a little while. I know Chris will be jumping on with us before long. But we are going to step aside now. When we come back, we'll be talking some employees. That's next here on Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Welcome back to Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Hometown Today is presented by Professional Floor Covering, also brought to you by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. And they have a phenomenal service department over at McKinstry's. If you've got chairs that need re-gluing, they can do that, or end tables or any other loosened items. They can rewire your lamps. They can set you up with your. They can set you up with the famous lemon oil polish for your fine wood furniture. They're also a Lazy Boy service center and a Pride lift chair service center, and of course one of our favorite services there, the free delivery and setup. Yes, they'll deliver it for free. Get it set up in the room you want. No dropping it off at your front door and leaving it for you. They will help you out. They've also got a great design staff as well. The sales designers can help you choose styles, sizes, and colors of the furniture that fits your needs. They can also help you with area rugs, wall colors, accessories, and they've got a fantastic picture framing department as well. They stock a large selection of picture frame moldings and conservation mattings and glass, which ensures prompt and proper professional framing of your needlework, family photos, wedding pictures, oil paintings, wildlife prints, and award certificates. It's all at McKinstry's Home Furnishings on Front Street in downtown Beaver Dam.
All right, and we are back here with Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, and we are brought to you today, as always, by Professional Floor Covering and by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. I'm joined by Chuck and Randy Neumann, and Chris as well, just jumping in here as well at the gun. So I'm happy to welcome you on here as well. So we have the Neumann trifecta here over at the Beaver Dam Splash Pad. And guys, I've teased it before the break, but employees matter so much to any company that's going to find success. And you guys have no exception to that over 50 years, having great employees as well. I would love to open the floor up to you. What makes the employees at Neumann Pool so special?
Yep. Employees, they've all helped build the company. I mean, as we started before, just a little bit getting off the history, is a lot of the people that were with us early on helped us develop the company.
Absolutely.
And that's where, I mean, our success really does lay into the employees of the company that we've had over the years that have been very loyal with us, have been hardworking, have stuck with us through some thick and thin, through the whole thing. And that philosophy just kind of carries on with new employees, new people coming into the company. It kind of breeds a little bit of pride in what we do. I mean, we build very specialty things. So, I mean, people are very proud of what we do. They get done with something, we're building fun for people, and they can stand back and look at it and see things enjoying.
You can see that footprint.
People enjoying what they've built. It's real gratitude.
You can just drive around in Beaver Dam and see so many things that you guys have your fingerprints all over.
Yep. And it's, again, the employees are we have different facets of the company that they pride in building and instilling the opportunities that they have in this company with different venues of what we build and the different trades that it involves is very, very important. And we'll get into that a little later with longevity of employees and how they've contributed to the company. But even Chris can tell a little bit about so many employees, where we were, where we are today. I mean, we started out with just a couple people in the company, and today, Chris,
well, feel free to grab that mic and even bring it up to you. I don't want to make sure we hear what you're off the stand.
Yeah, now we're at just about 150 employees. It varies a little bit between high season, low season, middle of the summer. But we never thought we'd be a number this big. And as Randy said, this company is where we are today because of all the hardworking people that stuck with us and helped us build the company. And there's a number of people that were here very early with Randy and Chuck, and there's also, as I'm kind of into the second generation, a very strong group of people that started around the time that I graduated from high school. And they've grown with me and helped me build the company even further into the next generation. People that have started with shovels in their hands and are now, they're in my trusted circle, and they help me run the company on a day-to-day basis. It's grown to the point where it's not anything that any one person can do anymore, even any 5 people. It takes an army, and almost the entire army is built from within. And now they're, like I said, they sit at the table with me a couple times a week, and the strategic planning, the day-to-day. What are we going to do? Stuff doesn't go right every day, and we've got the kind of relationship where they can come in, we can talk about it, we'll come up with a plan, and let's go do it. We didn't we didn't get where we are today by doing it right the first time every time.
Wow,
All right.
well said. Learn
So-
from the mistakes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, and Chuck and Randy,
Mistakes are opportunities.
I like that. Opportunities, not
Yeah.
mistakes. And
Yeah.
we mentioned it in that first block there that you guys actually started in the hole yourself.
That's how it started, and that's how we trained all the people that
Yeah.
work for us.
We knew what it was to dig a trench and shoot concrete all day, plaster, tile, plumb.
That's how Randy and Chuck trained me.
So,
Yep.
and again,
Started in the bottom and worked through.
I'm hoping it's going to take one of these days. No, just kidding. I'm only teasing.
I'm a little slower learner than he was.
One
Hey,
can only hope.
I'm ready for that.
Yeah.
But there's an appreciation that comes when
There
you do
is.
start at that level. You know what everybody's doing, the hard
Yeah.
work that goes into this.
and your
Yeah.
employees have a whole different appreciation for you, knowing you know exactly what they're up against, what the hardships are in the good days, the bad days. They understand. You understand what it's like to be in the trenches, to be out there.
Well said.
And that's really, as we look for new people, bring them in, and as the people that are there mentor new employees, we try to instill this ethic into them of the hard work and the reward of the hard work. And that's really, we like to say we help build our employees, which is
You give them the
important.
tools
We
to
give them the
succeed.
tools. We give them the tools, and Chris will talk a little bit more about the different opportunities in the company. We have a lot of different advancement opportunities. Like he said, some of the people he started out working in the construction field and service area now are running key areas of the company with him on our self-perform side of the company. They have grown up. So
There's opportunity to climb the ladder.
opportunities, all kinds of it.
And like one family member starts working for us, and then
Yep.
we get another family member. And those, like the guys we're talking about, like
Yeah.
the Booties, they've worked for us how long? How long did Matt work?
40 years. 40 years.
40 years.
Almost. We have employees.
And Donnie is how?
And Donnie is just around 40. He started about the
Phil
same time.
Phil was 40.
40.
He actually worked for the Newman family because he actually worked for LM Newman Plumbing. He was I
started-
think he was over 50 years with the Newman family.
Yeah, he was one of our first. And that's that tight knit group up front
As I said, that family like kind of atmosphere, that culture.
that really built it. And like I say, we have our company. We have a lot of long-term employees. We have every year, instead of having Christmas parties and stuff like that, we have award banquets to acknowledge years of service for our companies for people for a number of years.
That's important.
Very important to recognize their accomplishments.
We started that a long time ago. We first started with rings. Remember that?
Yeah.
We still do.
Do you?
Yeah, we still have the rings, jewelry that we give, watches that with the names on it, diamond rings.
Oh, wow.
We increase diamonds on rings every year, every 5 years for the time they're there. But we have, right now, over probably 30 employees yet today that have over 20 years worth of service in the company.
That's
And
special.
And we have some of the early guys that have just now retired, which have 40 plus years in the company. So I mean, those are that instrumental growth, and again, from those guys, they knew how to work like we did, and that's how you grew that work ethic, and they knew what it took to build this company.
Yeah.
To get to the end, and you don't give up.
People that have been here since
If you
close to
don't-
day one.
If you don't give up and they're working side by side with you, they won't give up either.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I'd love to talk more when we come back about those opportunities to grow in the company. How if you guys are hiring, how you go about that, what it all looks like. But that's going to be coming up next on Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. back to Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV. Hometown Today is presented by Professional Floor Covering, also brought to you by McKinstry's Home Furnishing in downtown Beaver Dam. It is a beautiful Friday morning right now. As we look behind us, we are out at the Beaver Dam splash pad at Swan Park. I'm excited. I'm joined by Chris and by Randy Neumann this morning. Just had to say goodbye to Chuck. We'll see him here later, though. We got a Brock fry from 11 till 1. Fully expect him to be popping back out. So we'll be saying hello.
Yep.
We were having a conversation right before our last break about the employees and just like everywhere, how it's one of the most important things about Neumann Pools. And I'd love to discuss now that growth we've seen over time. So can you tell me a little bit about where Neumann Pools was at the beginning? And Chris, I think you mentioned you have over 100 employees now. Where's this growth come from?
It comes from good employees. I mean, to be
that.
honest, I mean, it takes everybody to put this thing together, you know, from sales to design to construction, and, you know, and good people build good products, and word spreads, and, you know, it's an organic, natural growth.
I was going to say it takes a village.
It does.
We have several generations even of employees that their kids have come to work for us.
It says something about the culture when you actually funnel in from the same families.
Yep. And you have a lot of word-of-mouth advertising of people that work there that bring people in, which is really good. I mean, it says a lot for the employees that are there that they're also looking for quality people to come in.
That's a good point.
To help them out.
So where were you at the start of this? We mentioned already, Chuck and you were actually shoveling and doing the hard work yourself.
Yep. We started out with 2 pickup trucks, and me and Chuck were the only full-time employees at the first time, and then we had summertime help that we'd hired on, and we started out with just a crew of 4 to 5 people for the first year or two of what we were doing, then hired some outside help as we went, and then after the first 3-4 years, then we started to hire on a few more people, and again, for the first 5 years, it was basically one crew that I'd ran with the people, and we trained together and do it, and from there, that's where we would branch off, and those guys then would take a few guys and go do parts of another pool, different things, and that's maybe when we were building residential, light commercial, hotel, motel type things, and as that happened, the responsibilities got out, they would then grow more people and more crews from there, and it just kept going for the need. The need was out there for the product we were selling.
I feel like you notice with the most successful companies too, there is an emphasis on what you just talked about, that building the skills from within. And it's not always, all right, let's just go bring someone else in, that's going to magically be a Band-Aid and fix the problem. It's about developing, and we've heard before, mistakes are opportunities.
Yep.
I like that. So people are encouraged to take risks, learn, and try to do different things. For people that want to get involved with Neumann Pools, whether that be as an employee themselves, how would they go about finding out information if you guys are hiring and what you're hiring for?
Multiple ways. They can start with our website, newmanpools.com, our Facebook page. We've got a team that does a great job with that, and you'll see pictures of finished pools, pools in progress. Kind of get to be able to see a little bit of what we do, you know, a little hands-on. So you can also apply on Facebook. We're on Indeed. And then you can always, the old-fashioned way, you can call or you can stop out, and we're happy to talk to you. So we always have applications at the front desk, and we can go from there. So
I love that. Nobody does that anymore. You can still pop in and just say, hey, I'm Wally.
Yep.
If you like me, I'm pretty interested here.
And to be honest, we are always hiring for good people.
I like that.
And that's there have been times where we've tried to make investments in the company where, you know, it might be a slower time of year, and, you know, we don't really need anybody, but, you know, you
see that good person, that good fit.
They see the potential in somebody that comes in that's very interested in wanting to have a career or have a specialty thing. I mean, we like to latch onto those people if we can.
Yeah.
We want to give them a home. We really want to give them a home. It's a kind of a give and take type situation, but, you know, they produce for us. We help produce for them.
When I describe the fit of a Neumann Pool employee, what is it that makes that a fit for the culture for you guys? What would you describe that employee as?
For me, it comes down more to morals and dependability. You know, I want somebody that is ethically fits the company, somebody that's honest, caring, hardworking, and that's more important to me than the knowledge that they have coming in. Are they an ethical fit for Neumann Pools?
We can train. You can train, or somebody that's willing to listen, take the training, and get involved. Get involved in what they do. Again, it's a job. Everybody has to work, right?
Yes.
So why not try to make it as enjoyable as you can? Even hard work can be fun.
Well said.
And it's you just have to, again, the training from within is very important.
You can, to your point, you can train the skills. You can train the skills. You can't train in being a good person, right? You can't train in being somebody who cares about your fellow employee and wanting the team to win. So, that's such a smart thing to do is when you're hiring.
It is, but you also want to look for people. We have a lot of people coming in that have been through some tough times or on some hard times. And sometimes they just need to find a road they can go down. And we kind of pride ourselves in watching for some of those people. And if they're willing to give a little bit, we're willing to go the extra mile to get you on a track that can help you to succeed. Like you said before, we're there to give you all your tools that you need to work with to build yourself as a person and as a construction worker. The whole thing ties together.
The culture speaks for itself, too. When you're talking about passing down family members from one to another, staying in, and this is a family-type culture, and it's very clear that you guys have a passion for making the community better, and it's awesome to be able to sit down and talk with you. We're joined this morning by Chris and Randy Neumann. We're going to step aside for a short break, but we have a full another hour. It's a 2-hour edition of Hometown Today. We're out at the Beaver Dam Splash Pad. It's Swan Park. It's a beautiful day. We have a brat fry coming at 11. Go until 1.
It's already smelling good out here.
You and I are, I'm just like salivating. I'm like trying to get through my questions without spitting all over Chris here. Baby steps.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
I got you. Don't worry about it. We'll be right back here on Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
And welcome back to Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Hometown Today is presented by Professional Floor Covering in Beaver Dam, your store for floors and so much more. Randy and his team are here to help you design the perfect space, whether it's flooring you're looking for, maybe an upgrade in the bathroom with a new shower or tub. If you need new cabinets in the kitchen, they can help you there. And, of course, when it comes to countertops in your kitchen or your bathroom, they've definitely got you covered with that. The material, the color, the pattern of a countertop, they all play a big role in how a kitchen or bathroom remodel will turn out. You don't think much about the countertops. You think, all right, I'm just going to pick one and go, but it can make a big difference.
First thing you see in the room.
Exactly. So fortunately for folks like us, there is Professional Floor Covering. They offer a large selection of quartz, granite, marble, and laminate countertops, and they'll help you find the perfect countertops that fit your lifestyle and your design. Visit them today at 713 Park Avenue in Beaver Dam or online at proflr.com. Wally, it's been a great morning out here so far already.
Yeah, we're out at the Beaver Dam Splash Pad here in Swan Park. It is a beautiful morning. If this was about a week ago, we'd be drenched in sweat right now as we're looking around in the sun. But we don't have to worry about that. Got that fall crisp in the air. And we're joined this morning by Chris and Randy Neumann. We've been carrying on a fun conversation, talking a little bit about the history of Neumann Pools, talking a little bit about the employees with Neumann Pools. And I want to actually now dive into a little bit of the divisions, because a lot of people, I think, like myself, we know of Neumann Pools. We hear about you guys all the time, but you do so much that I think a lot of people don't even know all that you do. Can we run through the divisions here of Neumann Pools?
Yep. We have the different divisions, as the company is broken up, and we have our full-service construction section that's in there, which includes our self-perform type side of the company, and we also have our design-build project management side of the company. We also have full service residential commercial service department, retail store. We have our large warehouse facility to house everything that we have in there, with a full mechanic shop for all the trucks and vehicles that we have out there. We also have in-house design and engineering that we do for our self-perform work, mainly in our hotel motel type work that we do in there. And we also have our accounting department, our administrative staff, which is also a very important part of the company, which is integral to all aspects of the company. So what I'll do is let Chris talk a little bit about our self-perform side of the company, which is really where Neumann started. That's what built the original company of the people that do the actual build for our company. Go ahead, Chris.
I was going to say, just obviously we're going to dive into more of the specifics with each of these divisions, but I am curious. So you mentioned the self-perform part, and my understanding that's more of like what's happening right here in Dodge County.
Yeah, that's what's headquartered in Beaver Dam,
right,
which is the entire company. But the office there, it's all the people that come to work there every day and then go out to all the different job sites, pretty much within about a 5-hour radius of Beaver Dam on a daily basis. And there's a lot of them, and there's a lot of really cool projects that they're always working on. So.
Wow. Well, so you work out, you said 5 hours with the self-perform aspect of this. So you could be all the way out in like northern Illinois, top part of Wisconsin, doesn't matter. You guys can be there.
They cover Minnesota, Illinois, Michigan, around there, depending on the projects that we do. And some of the municipal type projects that they do, the bid projects we do, will take us into those different states.
So really a large part of the Midwest that you guys got your fingerprints all over.
For that portion of the company, yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's phenomenal.
And the design build side of it is really our very large projects. That's
Okay.
where our water park, water amusements, that type of stuff comes in, which we have another set of full project managers, and it's set up more kind of like a GC construction company would be at that point, where we have a lot of subcontractors that do the work and set up the different projects. And that's where we talked before about the integration of water technology in Neumann. They're the design arm of our design build piece. And then we have our project managers that go out and run the larger projects. And we have superintendents that almost all of them came from the self-perform side of the company. So one of our benefits of our superintendents in the field is they also know exactly how to build this stuff. So it's a huge asset to other subcontracting different trades out there when they have people on site that actually know how to build. But back to the self-perform, I mean, Chris can get into there, the different opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, our self-perform side, really, it's a really exciting part of the company. I mean, we honestly build backyard to water park and everything in between, all right? So, I mean, they get to see all sorts of different types of projects, different facilities from backyard, like I said, backyard homes, apartment complexes, country clubs, golf courses, water parks, so, I mean, you get to see it all.
Wide range. Again, Joe from Spring Street can be getting a pool in the backyard. You guys can help him out. But then again, you have Noah's Ark calling you up. You guys are taking that as well. Yep. Talk about a wider range of stuff that you guys can do.
Can you imagine being a homeowner putting in a pool and you have the family and friends over some nice weekend in July and you're all enjoying it? Like, man, this is a really nice pool. Yeah, it's all good because it's going to be a good pool because the people who did Noah's Ark put in my pool. Like, it's going to be. I mean,
been to Noah's Ark before?
Same people.
Backyard's got the same feel back here.
I got hooked up.
Right, and that's one of the things that made us successful over the years. This is diversity that you're talking about. We're being able to build from your smallest residential backyard swimming pool, your hotel, motel, your municipal, your private bidding work, up to the water parks. That diversity allows you in different times of the economy. All these different sectors have ups and downs, and that's where the people have to be versatile enough to slide into the different positions. You have to be nimble to watch those markets.
Yeah, I mean, we all know the recessions or when things go poorly, that affects everybody. Mm-hmm. So the ability for you guys to be a wider range, help out Wally and just walk up the street, or again, watching these big organizations, that's phenomenal. I'd love to dive in a little bit first. We named all 6, but I want to dive into a little of each one. Construction being the first one. What is it all that you guys really do in the construction area?
So it really is an exciting time in our construction department. As Randy said, we have a lot of long-term employees that really help build the company, but some of these people are starting to retire.
Yeah.
You know? And also with the growth of the company scene. I mean, we have grown tremendously, and at this point, I mean, it's been a lot of years since we have the number of new employees that we've had in the company. And so there is a lot of room for growth, and kind of the exciting thing about Neumann Pools and in our construction department is, number one, if you work at Neumann Pools long enough, you are going to be asked to travel. All right. It doesn't mean that you're going to be traveling far away. It might mean, hey, can you go work in Minocqua?
Yeah.
You know, we'll leave on Monday. We'll come back on Friday. You know, but it also might mean, hey, can you go to Texas? You know, and you know, you'll go and leave for a few weeks and come home and then go back down, and you know, things like that. So, I mean, that is an opportunity that does exist depending on what our workload is. But another thing that's really great about Neumann Pools is we're trying to develop swimming pool builders, right? There's not really a book out there on how to build a swimming pool. You know, you can buy a book to teach you how to build a house.
Yeah.
You know, but there's not really a book to tell you how to build a swimming pool. And one of the neat things, in my opinion, about swimming pool construction is that there are a lot of different phases. All right, we get to run some equipment. You know, we have to dig pools. Right? We have to backfill them. So you get, there's backhoes, skid loaders, things of that nature. So you get to learn how to use a little bit of equipment. All right, and as a little boy or girl, there's a lot of people that, hey, they'd love to be able to hop on that thing, right?
Yeah.
You know, and then after that, we have to form these swimming pools. You know, that's lumber and construction and things of that nature. So you learn some carpentry skills. All right. I'd say rough carpentry, but it is carpentry nonetheless. You get to use saws, nail guns, all the good tools, right? And again, it's work, but
I didn't even realize carpentry went in. This is how naive I am. My brain was like, dig hole, concrete, water, yip hooray, good job, Wally. Yeah. So there's carpentry involved in this too.
Yeah, and then we also have rebar. I mean, you got to have rebar in concrete so it doesn't crack. So you learn that skill as well.
Didn't know that either. Nicely done, Wally.
And then we also have concrete because as they talked earlier, we have shotcrete and we also have concrete. And sometimes I know running a shotcrete hose is not an easy job. That's kind of another stripe on your sleeve here. Just anybody can pour concrete, but can you grab onto the hose and spray it?
To clarify, I don't think Wally and I should ever be allowed to pour concrete, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, you find the worst possible pool you need, Kale and I, you give us a call.
All right.
And this guy is also talking to certification of these guys.
Yeah.
The shotcrete is a specialty trade in itself. Go ahead.
And we've had multiple. We've had this year. We had the American Shotcrete Association come in, and we pulled a large part of the company in. And they spend a couple days going through a training and
learning how to do this.
Learning how to do it because there's a right and a wrong way, and also they're certified nozzlemen now, and that's by a sanctioned body. It's not like they shot something and Randy I said good job. Here's your badge.
Here you go, you're a nozzleman now.
And they it's an accredited certification. They have to have a certain number of shotcrete hours every year to maintain their certification, and they have to be recertified. So I mean, it is a big deal to be able to get your certification.
For people who don't know, the shotcrete, it's like a big hose, right? That they're shooting in. It's it looks. I've seen it done on TV, and it looks so simple, but when you really think about it, you think what's coming through that hose. That's got to be like you get to skip arm day at the gym that day, because I imagine that is hard on the arms.
It is definitely not easy, but if you learn how to let the hose and the tools that you have work for you, it is a little easier. If you're fighting it, it's kind of like riding a bull. The bull's
always gonna win. The bull's gonna win. Look out for the horns.
Yes.
Well, I want to take a break here, and when we come back, I want to dive a little bit more. We got 5 more divisions we got to be talking about with Neumann Pools. We're out at the Beaver Dam Splash Pad today at Swan Park. Come say hello. Brat Fry coming up 11 to 1 as well. $2 for your brat and drinks. But we're going to talk a little bit more about the divisions of Neumann Pools. We're on the other side of the break here on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. And welcome back to Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Hometown Today is presented by Professional Floor Covering and also brought to you by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. We are at the Beaver Dam Splash Pad here at Swan Park. We're talking Neumann pools this morning. I'm very excited. We have Chris and Randy Neumann still joining me today. And right before the break, we started diving into the divisions of Neumann pools, and construction is one of the biggest things you guys do. We got to talk a little bit there before the break, but there's so much more to what you guys do in the construction area.
Absolutely. And as we were talking about concrete and shotcrete and the accreditation that many of our employees have and the training it took to get there. But shooting it is one thing, but once we get a shot in the hole, I mean, you also are going to learn concrete finishing, because you have to be able to cut and finish this concrete and form it, sculpt it into a swimming pool. And so, I mean, that's another trait, a huge thing that you're going to learn, you know, if you're working at Neumann
You
pools.
can't have like the sharp edges or anything in a pool that you're going to be worried about stepping on or anything.
Right. And you got to form it. You got to make it look like something. It's like clay, right? You start with a blob, and now you got a bowl, right?
How fast does that dry then? So you can actually kind of like mold it a little bit right after you pour it?
Yeah, I mean, you've got about a half hour
Okay.
that you got a little bit of time, depending on weather and admixtures and things, you know. So, but so you get a little bit of chemistry too. You got to learn a little bit about what you're doing. So, some of the other, once we've got that part too. I mean, other skills you're going to learn at Neumann pools is you're going to learn how to tile. There's tile on swimming pools. There's coping. So I mean, you're going to learn general masonry, and pools also. You got to have a filter. They got to be clean, right?
That's
So
right.
yeah,
About the
so
filter.
there's a whole plumbing side of running plumbing and PVC piping, filtration systems. I mean, a whole nother level of things that you have to think about.
Whole nother
in
skill
pools.
set to learn.
Yes.
I didn't even. This is where again I just think dig hole, concrete, water, good job, pool. But there's so much. You got the filters, you got tile, you got to actually mold this thing to look like a pool and be safe for people to use.
Absolutely. I mean, becoming a swimming pool builder is a very underappreciated trade.
Yeah.
I mean, there isn't a trade for swimming pool construction, but there's so many variables and so many different things that you get to do, so many skill sets you get to learn. It really, there's a lot of people that are very well-rounded people because of what they've learned, all the different skills they have. And when you're doing one thing, you can pull from this other skill that you've learned on how to do this. They are all different, but there's similarities. And if you know what the next step is, it helps you do this step better, because you know the complications of if you don't do this right, I'm going to need a chipping hammer.
Yeah. I got to clean up what I just did all this work and put into.
Absolutely. And so, that's part of what I think is really a really great thing about Neumann pools is what you learn, and,
You're building skills.
Yes, and not just the same one every day over and over,
How long does it take for an employee to become like a swimming pool builder? Because I feel like that doesn't happen overnight.
Absolutely, and I'm glad you said that. Becoming a swimming pool builder does take quite a few years to learn it all. All right, I mean, you can master certain sections of it, but I would say if you're probably going to take you 5+ years, depending on how ambitious you are and what you all want to learn and what you want to do. There's certain phases that are easier, harder, and weather and other things play a part in how easy and hard the job. I mean, the weather, as well as the job site access. Are we building a pool in the basement of somebody's house? Are we building it in a backyard where you can drive right in, you can park the truck right next to it, Or are you building a pool on the 13th floor of an apartment building downtown Madison, or Milwaukee, where there's nowhere to park and everything's going up to the top of the crane, There's
the crane. I was sitting here like, how do you get this even in the building?
I know.
Right.
Elevator's not an option.
Yeah, I'm like, that's why I'm like, you just like take the stairs. Like, crane makes sense.
I once stayed in a hotel in Chicago that had this pool on like the 4th or 5th floor, and it was just like the strangest concept to me that there's this giant heavy pool that high up. I'm like, how on earth did that even happen?
My brain wasn't able to get to the crane at first. That's
magic.
Yeah, magic.
Neumann pool magic right there. Well, that's great though. Again, it's another opportunity for people to climb the ladder. If you're ambitious, you want to learn how to have another great skill set to have just in life in general. It's going to teach you a lot. the construction field's great. Or is there anything else in constructions that we need to hit on right now?
I mean, I think that's the
meat and
the
potatoes?
meat and potatoes of it. But I mean, to me, the biggest thing is just all the different skills you learn that you pull together to be, a swimming pool professional.
I love to hear that. So in about 5 years, we'll get that working. We're going to talk a little bit about the service department now. Well, it'll carry into the third block too, because there's a lot to talk about with the service department. Where do you want to even start with this?
So I'll start with our service department. If we're going to build all these great products and pools, somebody's got to fix them and maintain them, right?
True.
If you don't maintain your car, you're going to need a new one,
You're gonna
right?
need a new car.
Right?
Sooner than you want.
Yeah. And same with swimming pools, all right? But again, swimming pools, they have a lot of different facets to them. It's not just plumbing. It's not just electrical. It's not just, gas piping and heater venting and things like that. So you have all these different components it takes to make a swimming pool run. And so our service technicians are trained and learn over time a lot of different skill sets as well. They need to know how to follow water, how it's going to flow. They need to, gluing PVC piping, how to change a pool pump, how to wire that up, how to troubleshoot electrical issues. My pump won't work or my pool doesn't work.
How do we get it to start working?
Right, absolutely. My pool heater doesn't work. Well, there's a lot of things that can make a pool heater work or not work. It could be the electrical, it could be the water flow, it could be gas pressures and heater venting, things of that nature. So there's all these little facets that it takes to make a swimming pool work. And so that's another thing that, that I think a lot of our service technicians really enjoy is it's not the same thing every day. And
keeps you thinking.
And you may have multiple service calls or you will have multiple calls in the service same day, but you could be working on a pump here, a heater here, an automatic pool cover here, or even a pool control system later on that day. And one of the other cool things about our service program is that, we build some pools in Beaver Dam, but we talked earlier, we build pools up to 5 hours away. So you may be, come in, you got to drive to Milwaukee. The next day you might be in Madison. The next day you might be in Green Bay. The next day you might be at Lambeau Field. The next day you might be at the Brewer Stadium. You never know.
Wow.
So there is a lot of variety in there. And, if you like variety and you like being able to be on your own, you're not at a facility where somebody's standing over your shoulder every day. You have some free reign. There's some trust put into you to go here, troubleshoot this, fix it. So for the right person, this is another great opportunity. That's not like working, at maybe some other place where you're servicing something.
Yeah, you grow those skills, but at the same time, you're able to troubleshoot, problem solve daily, and it's going to be constantly, I imagine, a fun challenge for you as well.
Exactly.
But I want to dive in more into the service department. We do have to take our bottom of the hour news break right now, but when we come back, we got to talk these. You mentioned with the car, like there's a lot of things that can go wrong. People like me, I'm not a mechanic. I don't know what all that goes into it. It's the same with pools. Things can go haywire. And that's where you guys come into play.
And technology today.
Exactly.
Pools are there too.
Well, we're going to step aside, and we'll be right back here on Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Welcome back to Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. And we have some exciting kids up right behind us enjoying the BD Splash Pad. Because we're going to have a lot of people out here enjoying it here in a little bit. We're less than 25 minutes away from our brat fry getting started out here, going to 11 until 1. So come and say hello to us. Come and say hello to all the Neumanns. I feel like everybody's out here today.
Yeah, right?
But before we jump back into our conversation, I got to tell you guys that McKinstry Home Furnishings in Front Street in downtown Beaver Dam, they have the service department that frankly is the best. They're outstanding over there. They re-glue chairs, end tables, and other loosened items. They rewire old lamps. They have a Lazy Boy service center, and you got to take advantage of that right now. Football's right around the corner, so that Lazy Boy is going to be getting quite a workout this fall. McKinstry's has that famous lemon oil polish for your fine wood furniture. It'll bring it back to life anytime. Pride Lift Chair Service Center as well. And here's the deal, Kale. You go in there and you get one of these Lazy Boys. They got free delivery and setup for you as well.
Nice.
So they're looking out for you. They also got design services, and the sale designers can help you choose your style, sizes, and colors of that furniture that fits your needs. They can also help you with area rugs, wall color, and accessories. Using your ideas, the professionals at McKinstry's will arrive at the room plan you desire and work within your budget. Again, McKinstry's Home Furnishings, Front Street, downtown Beaver Dam, and you can find them online at McKinstry'sHomeFurnishings.com. Again, joined this morning by the Neumanns, and we have a lot of fun stuff that we've been talking about so far today. We have Chris and Randy with us this morning, and we just were talking a little bit about the service department that you guys have, and it is a critical part of what you guys do. Can you tell us a little bit more about the services that you guys offer and what the department does?
Yeah, so, I mean, as well as general repair, we also have a maintenance department that provides weekly maintenance, comes out, cleans the pool, balances the water, keeps things running on a regular basis, make sure the pool's clean. And we have also have our commercial service department that does remote monitoring and watching of these water parks to help keep these guys on track as well. Yeah. I mean, they all have their own maintenance staff, but sometimes they need a little bit of help, and to be able for us to be able to see what's going on and call out and help them out, that's also a large part of our service.
With all the really large facilities, your indoor water parks and stuff, if you could, the behind the scenes that you see in there, these filtration and sanitation systems, I mean, these look like water treatment facilities for some cities. It's that huge. I mean, most of these water parks, we have miles of underground piping underneath it. And we're pumping 20,000 gallons a minute through this to feed the rides and everything else. And there's a lot of controls on there. And we also do the heating and ventilating in these. We developed a system for these indoor water parks, and that's where this commercial service not only is spooling the pool portion of it, but we also have a heating and ventilating system, and they have developed a control system where we can remotely monitor all the heating and ventilating equipment, the pool equipment. We can tell you exactly what all the temperatures are of everything, how it's working, so that if you do have a problem with something, the tech that's there, or the aquatics manager can call up, and we can both bring it up on the same screen, looking at what's there, and troubleshoot and walk through everything. We have full access to all of this. It's been a great system that we've developed over the years.
I feel like I speak for a lot of us too, where I feel like we take it for granted. Once it's completed, you just think, oh, it's good. Now it looks great. We'll never have to worry about it again. You start talking about like these large-scale projects. When you go to like an amusement park or a water park, I didn't even think about all the piping, all the water that's constantly going around. You got to keep the water safe. You have to do all this, and it goes to your home pools as well. There's a lot that you don't even consider, and you guys pretty much are along every step of the way. It's not just you make the project and then you're gone forever. You're constantly helping maintain that as well.
Yeah, exactly. And in the beginning, we were innovators in a lot of the safety, water quality, and that's why we said we did develop the HVAC system, because you have to have a balance between your water and your air. Because it's all about making it safe for the people. And how do you keep that water clean all the time when you have the number of people going in and out, the air quality safe to breathe? There's so much that people really don't think about when you look at stuff like that. That is very important. And through the years, as even the sophistication of residential has the different type of systems they use there for ionization, ozone, UV, and then we use it on a larger scale on our bigger projects to keep that water clean and safe for the customer. I mean, because the customer is the one we need. Our customer, we have to keep them happy. We want them on every visit to say, we had a great time. They didn't go home with skin rashes. They didn't come home coughing and wheezing. There's a lot to it.
And then when that customer's happy, we know you guys are happy as well. And that service department is. And we talked a lot about the construction and the service departments here. You know, we only have a few minutes left. I'd love to quickly highlight the other four as well. I'll turn the floor over to you guys.
Let's go into just to talk about design build just a little bit. And that's where we have, I said before, our larger projects that we do. And that involves all over the country. And we've done some work in Canada up in that area. But there is where we have our project managers, our site superintendents that travel all over the United States for us. And we build those projects, again, with a lot of subcontracting work on those areas, but we also have the ability to bring in some of our own people in for the finer finishes and some of the specialty work we do there. And I mean, these guys build large projects. You're talking about pool rooms that could range anywhere from 40,000 square feet up to 200,000 square feet. So they're very dynamic projects.
Well, we can feel your fingerprints all over the state of Wisconsin. I was excited during one of the breaks earlier, too. I'm from out in Ohio. You guys, your wide range is all over. Yep. I know a lot of people, Ohio, there's not a lot of positive things that come out of there, but we have great water parks.
We have a lot of water. Ohio has a lot of amusement in Sandusky.
We
Ohio.
Absolutely do. And you guys are right there in the staple of that as well. Yep. It just goes to speak to what you guys have been able to build over this 50 years.
Yeah, it's been good.
Hey, you guys have been awesome so far. I know we still have one more block when we come back. We're going to be able to talk a little bit about your guys' community involvement. And we get to look behind us right now and get a great look at that as we have the Beaver Dam splash pad. People out here enjoying that right now. So make sure you come out and say hello to us today. You guys stick around and having a broad afterwards as well?
Absolutely.
That's why they came here. We'll make sure we doll it up for you.
And some free ice cream.
And free ice cream. You can't beat that.
That's right. Can't forget the free ice cream today.
No, you can't. So water park free ice cream in Brock. So come on up to Swan Park and see the Beaver Dam splash pad with us. We're going to step aside for our final break this morning before we come back. Talk a little bit about the community. That's next year in Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. And welcome back to 95.3 WBEV for Hometown Today. And Hometown Today is presented to you by Professional Floor Covering and also brought to you by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. We're at the Beaver Dam Splash Pad in Swan Park. Beautiful Friday morning right now. And I am joined again by the Neumanns, talking about Neumann pools this morning. We have about 7 minutes left here. One of the divisions that we haven't been able to really highlight and talk about yet is that administrative part.
Yep.
And I want to turn that over to you and hear a little bit about what you have to say about the hard work that those people do.
Right. Again, any company that you have your administrative section, your HR, your accounting department, and this, because we're so diverse in the different things we do between the construction, the in-house build, the municipal building, all that type of things, there's all kinds of different accounting functions that go into that. And I just want to the department that's there do a very good job. And again, they are very diversified in what they have to do in cost accounting, even doing, being certified for certain things that we do, keeping up with rules, regulations, sales tax. And especially when you're working in 40 states. Even the sales tax alone is a job itself. Yeah. So they do a great job in there and help support the company.
A lot of different types of hard work that you guys do. And that anytime there's numbers involved, math and all the smart people things, God bless those people. Because that missed some of us on the way down the branch, so to speak. But I'm hearing this. Oh, go ahead.
And I also want to give another quick shout out. I mean, we also have a full warehouse. I mean, we have over 25 crews a day going in and out of the building. The amount of shipping and receiving, truck loading, things that have to happen to make this company go round on a daily basis. It does. And as well as the mechanics that help keep the equipment all running. I mean, there's a lot of different opportunity. As well as all of the support staff within the office, the people that are answering the phones, the people that are, like I said, taking the phone calls, writing quotes, putting things together, all the little things that it takes to make this thing go round. Yeah. And so there really is a lot of hard work and a lot of opportunity at Neumann Pools in almost every field that you can think of. So, as we said earlier, we couldn't do any of this without the great team that we have and the hard work and the dedication that they have to Neumann Pools.
I think that's felt. The culture is very evident. Even talking for 2 hours, it's about doing things the right way. You guys look out for each other, and it's very clear that it is a family over at Neumann Pools. But the family extends into the greater Dodge County, into Beaver Dam, because you guys do a lot in the community too. We only have a few minutes left, but I'd love for you to highlight some of the things that you do around the area.
Yeah, with a lot of our employees, being from the Dodge County area, in this area, I mean, we like to give back to the community. The community's been good to us, and we do support all the local charities and other people that are out there, different venues. We're a large supporter of the YMCA in Beaver Dam, which also does, a lot of people know, I mean, they support all of Dodge County. And the opportunities that they give for a lot of people is a second to none out there. And they are with the pools we've built locally with, Watertown, Horicon, all these local pools, we built Fox Lake, all of those, they also provide the lifeguarding services and manages those for them people. So it's important. And it's important for us, for our employees to say, it's part of us that's giving back to the community. When we're doing different things for all the different, in Beaver Dam, we have so many good charitable organizations with just a couple of church health services, paved, all of these other, there's a bunch of them. And they are so focused on helping people. And that's why I think we see the support back from the community to help support these people, all the different projects that go on. We're very fortunate in Beaver Dam for the people to really be a part of the whole area and the development of it. So we feel very lucky that we've been able over the year, because of our employees, to give back to all these organizations, support the community, and make it the best we can make it.
And Wally, they're talking about giving back, and they're being humble, and I got to give them a shout out.
I think I know what you're about to say.
Right? Neumann Pools and Randy and Chuck and Chris, as many folks may know, have been incredible supporters of the Good Comer Brands John Moser Children's Radiothon, which obviously important and close to our hearts, Wally. And we just really appreciate that support. But moreover, I get the really, really neat opportunity of working with the nonprofit organizations that are a part of the Children's Radiothon, 15 of them, and you know, I just can't even begin to explain. I wish people knew just how important that support is, because it goes a long way. You know, those organizations, to run those organizations isn't getting easier.
No,
they're facing a lot of challenges these days, and so that is huge. And so their support is helping a lot of people in this community.
And we want, I mean, it's important to us. We want our employees, as they see Neumann Pools, you know, supporting, you know, the charities, your local baseball team, whatever it may be, that they're a part of that. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to support these things. And we want them to be proud that they're part of organization that is providing this additional support. And again, that they had a part in that. You know, they may not have had the direct decision, but it was their hard work that helped make that possible.
Right. It's their work that make us capable to be able to give back.
Well, I know at Good Karma Brands, we have a GKB language we like to call. And one of the things we talk with people that we work with, we call you partners. Mm-hmm. And it's because we truly feel that we are a partnership. We're trying to do great things in the community together. And I'm telling you, there wasn't a lot of dry eyes in the building a few weeks ago when we unveiled that number for the John Moser Children's Radiothon. So Cale hit it on the head. We owe you guys a huge thank you.
Yep.
And it's noticeable the help that you guys do in the area. We're proud to be able to be partners with you and be able to have a great Friday morning with you guys this morning out here in front of the splash pad.
It's been great. I appreciate being here. So.
Of course. And I know we still have about 3-4 minutes here. I'd love to turn it on over to you guys just because Neumann Pools has done so much. We've talked a little bit about the histories. We've talked about the employees, the amazing divisions with Neumann Pools. Is there anything else people really need to know about Neumann Pools that we might not have gotten to yet today?
You know, another part of the community involvement that we're excited to be a part of is, you know, a lot of the youth apprenticeship programs that are available. You know, Inspire, CISA 6, and the new GPS education that's come to town with Generac coming to town. Another program that we're excited to have started here last year is partnering with some of the local high schools and their trades programs. And
very cool.
So we've partnered with Beaver Dam, Horicon, and Waupun high schools, and hopefully with CWC coming up here in the next school year. And so some of our employees will go over and work with the high school kids, and we'll actually form up and build a small wall section of a swimming pool, a little bit of plumbing, some rebar, form it up, and then we'll go over and pick these pieces up, these forms up, bring them back to Neumann Pools, and then we'll have an actual shotcrete and concrete day where we will order concrete and the kids will all get to come out and they get to shoot concrete for the day, and you know, just to experience it. And it's really just awareness of the construction and trades. You know, I mean, it is swimming pools that they're learning, but we're just trying to increase awareness of construction and trades and how important the trades are to the workforce.
We've started feeling that shift back too. I think that people are starting to have that light bulb moment again. The trades, there's always going to be work in the trades. And there is a huge shortage of people that are actually going into them right now. And it sounds like this is a great opportunity too. Everybody that we talk to in Neumann Pools, it's the culture. You guys talk about, you would take pride in building your employees from within. So this is just another example of that. You're doing it even before their employees, getting people that care about the trades at the high school ranks.
Yep, exactly. And it gives kids a time early on to the hands-on feel of what really is, you know, carpentry, what is, you know, concrete work, what is that thing, and to touch a hammer, a tape measure, nail guns, that type of thing, and actually see what they can actually build something and understand that process. And again, it's an early learning experience for them. And we feel that, you know, most of those people that come through there, those kids are very, very appreciative of giving that opportunity to, hey, let me do that myself. I can do that.
You learn more too when you actually get the opportunity to do it hands-on.
Right. It's much different than being in a shop class and being told how to do things and touch a few little things. But if you are heavily involved in the actual doing it and playing with it, whole different feeling.
Well, and you can speak to that yourself, starting that you were starting in the pit, so to speak, at the very start of Neumann Pools.
That's it.
Well, guys, I'm talking this morning, of course, with Chris and Randy Neumann. I have to thank you both so much for joining me. Tell Chuck, thanks for joining us as well. Pleasure to talk with him. We got to go eat some brats over
There you
here.
go.
Brats and ice cream, Wally.
We got
Yeah.
brats
It's
and
a little-
ice cream.
it's
So
a little
come on
brat
down
ice
to
cream.
Swan Park over by the splash pad. We're going to have $2 brats with a drink. You have a shot at the $95,000 Sizzling Sweepstakes giveaway as well.
Yeah.
6-digit code. You plug it in. Chance you're walking away with $95,000.
Another great thing, Neumann Pools is involved in there. They're helping to make that thing possible along with Hometown
We
Glass
gotta
and
get
Improvement.
somebody's gonna win. I'm trying to will it to happen. I know the odds aren't super, but we gotta make that happen.
Gotta get a winner.
I
I hope
agree.
so.
I agree. We need one
winner.
today.
We need one. Today would be huge. Today feels like a day. There's money in the air.
It's a winning day.
It's a winning
It
day.
is a winning day.
Yeah, well, thank you guys very
Yes.
much. I
Yeah,
appreciate
thank you
being
so
here.
much, guys, for being out
Absolutely.
here. This was great.
Yeah, thank you both.
Help us
Have a
helping
great
us
weekend.
celebrating 50 years. So.
50
Yeah, I was gonna
years.
say 50
Here's
years.
to 50 more.
We was gonna say we're gonna get 50 more. Expect 50 more out of both of you
There
too.
you go.
Exactly.
All right, that's going to do it for us here at Hometown Today. We'll be back at the station on Monday at 9 a.m. for more on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.